Okay, all right. Yes, I know I'm late. The Super Bowl was last Sunday. It's been a week, but hear me out. Real quick, I wanted to talk about the Weeknd's halftime show performance for a bit. I wasn't planning to do this originally, but here are my thoughts on the Weeknd's Super Bowl 55 halftime performance. Okay, so the Super Bowl halftime show, rightfully regarded as the biggest stage for an artist to perform ever. Some of the greatest musicians in history have conquered this stage. We're talking the likes of Michael Jackson, Prince, Beyonce, a multitude of great acts. An amazing halftime show performance can cement an artist in the history books for great and not so great reasons. Now, I myself didn't start watching the Super Bowl halftime shows until 2013, and since then they've always been my favorite part about any Super Bowl. Okay, well, except for the one in 2015 where Russell Wilson threw an interception in the last minute, and the one in 2017 with the comeback against the Falcons. I'm a Patriots fan in case you couldn't tell already. But anyways, Super Bowl halftime shows have had a special place in my heart for the last 8 years and have allowed me to witness some of the biggest names in music take over one of the biggest stages in the world. So naturally, I was pretty excited when the news broke out in November that The Weeknd would be headlining the 2021 halftime show. The Weeknd was arguably last year's biggest act, and it was without a doubt one of the best years of his career. He had one of the best albums of 2020 with After Hours. Streaming and charting wise, he did great. Everything was going well for the man. And then there was the Grammys. Well, to be more precise, the Grammy nominations. See, when the nominations were released on November 24th, everybody and their mama was asking the same question. Why is The Weeknd not on here? And the Recording Academy was like, I don't know, we must have left him at home. And then the people were like, bro, we're in lockdown, where have you been? Now, but long story short, we later found out that he was snubbed because he wanted to perform at the Super Bowl, and the people running the Grammys were like, nah, you can't do that. So they got salty and scrapped him entirely from the awards nominations. Now, we won't go into the incredible levels of pettiness that were involved with that, but with all of that in mind, I knew there were a lot of points that The Weeknd was going to prove with his performance. I knew that this man was going to get out there, prove the haters wrong, and show the world who's boss. Not that he really needed to like that. Son, I wish that this man would have performed Heartless in his set and been like, never need a Grammy, I'm what a Grammy need. Like, could you imagine if he did that? That would have literally automatically made it the greatest Super Bowl halftime performance of all time. Unfortunately, he didn't. But I can confidently say that The Weeknd's halftime performance was 14 minutes of pure golden, and I'm not even kidding. See, I've never been a big fan of The Weeknd like that, at least until last year. In fact, After Hours was the first project of his that I've listened to in its entirety. I've definitely acknowledged him as a talented artist who's been able to try different styles and haircuts and pull them off pretty well. Well, almost. I've never watched any live shows of his or anything like that, so this was pretty much my first time ever watching him perform in a live setting, and let me say, this man knocked it out of the park. I already knew beforehand that this halftime show would be unlike any other that we've seen. Most times for Super Bowl headliners, we get mainly pop acts. Anything outside of that would typically be a guest feature like a Travis Scott in 2019 or Missy Elliott in 2016. So given that The Weeknd's brand and discography is entirely pop-based, I already knew that I shouldn't be expecting a set full of extravagant dance numbers and swinging from poles and all of that, because I don't think anybody goes to The Weeknd looking for that kind of stuff. I was mainly looking forward to how his vocal performance would be, what kind of set design he would be working with, and how many swear words he would need to crop out in order for little Timmy's parents to not sue the NFL for corrupting their child. Ma'am, what proof do you have that your child's behavior is a result of listening to The Weeknd? Well, I was reminding him about the importance of treating women with respect the other day, and he replied with, never need a what a need. And despite how different of a performance this would be, not only with The Weeknd being one of the most standout performers genre-wise in Super Bowl history, and the fact that there would be a ton of additional measures put in place given the coronavirus pandemic, I think he absolutely killed this show. I thought he gave an amazing vocal performance that was more than enough to steal the show in my opinion, but then there was more. There were the amazing stage designs reminiscent of the sets of the Blinding Lights and Heartless music videos, which were some of my favorites from last year. There were the gorgeous transitions between songs, especially leading into Blinding Lights. There were the actual songs themselves that I thought were chosen well and gave a little bit of everything from The Weeknd's discography. But then, oh my god. But then there was my favorite part of the entire show, and that was the God level introduction. Bro, I can't even describe how good this was. I've already put it up there as one of my favorite halftime show intros of all time. It's not as legendary as Michael Jackson's in 1993, but God, it was really good. There was the choir, the call out my name melody, the doors that literally looks like the doors of heaven opening up, and for the entire time, I was literally thinking, bro, take me to you, Lord. I'm ready to go. Yeah, it was that good. And lastly, I just like how you could tell that this man was enjoying every moment of the show. There wasn't a second in his performance where he looked like he wasn't having a good time. He was even trying to pull off some dance moves a few times, and while I didn't think that they looked that great, I do appreciate that he was feeling the music, enjoying the moment, and really giving it his all. And that I did like. Overall, I think this is one of the best Super Bowl halftime performances in recent years, an all-around entertaining and visually captivating experience. So I'm gonna give The Weeknd Super Bowl 55 halftime show a Jukebox performance score of 8 out of 10. So those are my thoughts on The Weeknd's 2021 Super Bowl halftime show. I think that despite having to deal with all the COVID restrictions and things like that, given what he had to work with, this was a very good show. This will definitely be a highlight for The Weeknd's career, and I do think that his Super Bowl performance has been one of the best in recent years. In terms of where it ranks in the Super Bowl performances that I've seen, I'll put it in between Coldplay's in 2016 and Lady Gaga's in 2017. I think that's reasonable enough to not get me canceled. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of The Weeknd Super Bowl halftime show in the comments down below. And yeah, that's about it from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more like this, feel free to subscribe and drop a like to support the channel. You could also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook to see my hits of the week that I drop every Friday, as well as other stuff that I'll post throughout the week. Comment below any suggestions for videos you want to see in the future. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.